will they actually be facing, though? Looks like they're just feeding out the map a little bit, going to a normal setup, seeing what's available to them, seeing if there's any pressure from the CTs being applied. There it is.
Yeah, Fox. So secondary op. Fox not normally going for it. They keep it off Michaelele, and that's what the result is. Leaves Mike inside A, though, to support with Rain. Rain's got a very forward position. We haven't really seen them use this, and they're going to go for the flash play to let Rain get in. Does he spot Angel? He does. That was perfectly executed. Angel was completely blinded by that.
Yeah, they do that quite a lot, flashing Rain into that area. He's so good at getting that first entry frag, and he's got some great intel, saw the player, calmly killed him, and now it's a 5-on-3. And now HellRaisers got everything to play for. They need to find a kill. They've got less than a minute left on the clock. Have got some utility to play with. They wanted to execute onto A-bomb site. They can do it. They have players there as well. And here we go.
Kinguin's last chance to prevail, and already it's slipping away because 2 kills, Doji and Adren. Going the way of HellRaisers gives them back the A site to allow the bomb plant to come in, as Kutcher will put that down in safety. No smoke out. Now there is on the right. That was late to be deployed. Dennis going to flash through this, but his team flash... Well, I'm not sure if that was a team flash or if it actually did come from Quad. I think it was his teammate had it already done so for him, and he actually got caught by it. So this is buying more and more time for HellRaisers. And as they go, watch Kutcher, because he's in the hot spot, and it's a perfectly timed peek. Closing out the round will be Doja. All 3 remaining players picking up a kill, and it's 14 rounds now. This has been a lackluster CT side from Kinguin. No rounds yet to their name.
Horrible stuff. They even got the first 2 frags in. It was a 5-on-3 situation. We were talking about them not even getting back into the round. And all of a sudden they walk into the A-bomb site. Very simple execution. Find 2 frags out of nowhere. And then it fell apart for Kinguin. And now we can see 14-7. They've got a force buy out. Not a single kit on the team. 2 smokes to play with. This one is going to match point right now.
I'm going to quote you on that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Please do.
All right. I will.
Oh, God.
Because
why are you doing this to me, Michael?
I know. Mike's got my back. As Angel now is going to pop a flash back into toward A. Mike's already made it back in behind Quad, though, so safety achieved. Free kill, essentially. Does lose 61% of his health if we're going to be technical about it. If we're going to be fussy. Mike Lele, though, still has the chance to look towards Squeaky. Where that door's open inward, you can actually see quite easily down the hallway, but the same can be said for Adren, who's trying to spot on top of the site. So Mike Lele with lower HP has to be careful about that. Rain this time is also pushed up close, but they won't be going for the flash play. That'll be too telegraphed after doing it last round. Being successful on it, Angel will be ready, but he is above. He's on the catwalk, not in the corner, and Angel just walks out into that. So it's now a 2-man advantage for Team Kinguin. But watch for Mo, as he has this Dragon Lore, and he's getting a heck of a lot closer to the B site. Good patience from Scream. Needs to catch the second shot on a Kutcher. Doesn't do so. That'll bring it back to 4 versus 2, and Kutcher's going to continue forward with the same sort of domination and accuracy to take down Fox. Flash comes out to allow him to potentially take Rain. It looks a little hairy, and finally a response comes in, because this round also was slipping away, and you may have gotten your call, and it would have been match point. Adren able to fake out the bomb and look for an additional peek, but this time he has to hold it because it's 4, 3, 2. They're pushing on top of him. Lease goes down, and what a shot. Adren has a chance at the round and nearly makes it work. Michael Lele goes down to 12 HP. But no kit, lots of time. It's not going to be match point, Henry.
It's not going to be, but what a valiant effort that was at the end. And it really has affected the CD economy. They're going to really be struggling going into the next round as well. They have saved, what was it, 1 AK they'll be able to take out of that, or 1 M4? No, an AK there. But looking at the money now, it's going to be another force buy for them. Terrorist money is very strong as Eudocia on a nice little 10k there, so they could potentially roll out an AWP if they want to. And I don't think they will. It's going to be 5 AK setups for them. And Scream, what gun has he got? And you can see the silent USP right now. He's going to take the AK, of course. But you can see how weak they still look here. 3 FAMASes and 2 actual rifles to play with. See how this one goes down. But again, this is just another huge round. They obviously have to win here. And it's going to be up against the ropes now.
Fox, though, does give Kinguin another man advantage. Same as last round. They get the first kill. Scream pays the price for that aggression, though. He goes back down to 8 HP. As Doja getting a little bit fancy, tries to spam through the garage at A main. Mo's still going to be patient here toward the toxic barrels. Bomb's beside him, by the way, so indication that they're just looking for picks where it's on the ground, and they are fanned out across the map. Angel finally going to put some pressure in toward A main. That's where Rain and this time Dennis, not Michael, are waiting for him. Michael is over by the E-box. Different position entirely. Does it work is another question because so far there's no smoke to cover off that position. Usually there will be on the entry, but meanwhile at B, Fox does take down Doja, so the initial entry doesn't work. Smoke now on CT, but they know there's at least one more in the site. Where's it going to be? And it's going to be Fox, timing it perfectly, and Scream doesn't care how much health he has. He just wants to make sure his enemy's got less, and he's successful in doing exactly that. Leaves it down to Angel. And Kinguin, getting the last possible round required, have now put them on the back foot because HellRaisers are looking at potentially an eco. More so because they won't even get a bomb plant in this round.
Well, you can see Dosia does have $5,700 still, so I think this is where it's going to get interesting. Obviously, Angel's saving an AK, that's great for them, but he won't have any money. So the options are, it will be a reasonable buy. If Dosia could drop 2 Galils, perhaps, that would be good. But I think they know they have enough rounds on the board here. They don't need to do anything too silly. Like forcing this would be a questionable decision. Maybe dropping some Tech 9s with the rest of the guys would be a good call. But let's see how they approach this one. Finally, Team Queen can get some decent guns, 4 AKs in their arsenal. And they just need to take this round for round now. If they get to double figures, they could have a real chance here. This is obviously a huge one for them. They need to make sure they tie this one out pretty convincingly.
We know that flash is being set. Where is it? They're going to push through with it. The pistols, are they able to do anything at all? Because they're all pushing in. They don't have the answer for Angel, who's up close, so he does get 1 back in return, but 2 kills as opposed to the 1 definitely still works out for Kinguin, and now you can add to that total because Michael caught the chasing Angel. He's going to do more than just that. The guardian angel of the A site. So double digits now for both teams. Kinguin's starting a bit of momentum. There will be guns, though. In fact, there'll be lots of guns. Doja has more than enough money, and he brings out the op. No surprise. He'll toss that over to Mr. Mo.
Interesting enough that Kinguin haven't done that. Maybe they felt the AWP wasn't having the impact they once planned. Michael started with it, then Fox had to go. Maybe, I guess the money is not great for them right now, but they definitely could afford one if they wanted to. But maybe sticking to the 5 rifles seems to be working out better for them.
We've seen a lot of smokes on the A side, too, so Michael actually dropped it off a little bit earlier to Fox, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Just, again, those smokes make it so much harder to hold that position. And rather than switch the man, although they did bring Dennis over 1 round, they've switched the weapon.
Oh, that spam, though, from Michael. That was straight through the door. 100 HP down to 0. All headshots. That was sick. And that's going to be a great opening kill for them. Those who are going to be wondering what in God names just happened to him.
He almost did the same thing, though, if we look at Michael health.
You're right. That was a crazy exchange.
You got to wonder if he's going to ask the question or thinking in his head that he must have hit him, because the angle would have been similar. So Kutcher's smoke set for quad. Naturally, I would expect the Drenz goes toward red crate. Covers off highway. It gives Michael a harder time of getting back inside the site. But again, he rotated out to be more passive. He wants to play the support role now for Dennis and Rain. So Kutcher's lands in front of Rain. It's on the opposing side. Now they walk in, and Dennis through again. That goddamn forklift. You just can't shoot through it so easily. Rain has to recover from that position now. Smartly gets out of the site, using the box for coverage, and just making sure he's not going to get pushed through that smoke, because Michael will be able to help him in that position, but not if he gets too far overextended. But now they can take the site back because Scream's there to help, and Fox will eventually find his anticipated target. It's 14-11.
Yeah, that execute was really taken down with that initial frag as well. They're missing the man. They didn't intend to lose anyone going into that one. Came into the bomb site, like you said, Rain being very clever there, ducking and weaving between the bomb site and then rushing the bomb as it went down as well. That was such a vital frag from him, and it picks him up the 11th round now. And all of a sudden, they look like they're alive. The HellRaisers are now onto an eco round, no armor, 1 set of utility. That's going to be Angel with a smoke and a HG grenade, and it looks like they're going to favor towards the A bomb site again. But this should be another round tied up. If Kinguin can just hold on and not give anything away this round, they can have a fighting chance to get it back into this.
So Rain again is going to dance around the site. Not quite as under much siege as before. And they have gone back to Michael playing in his default. This gives Dennis back middle. So this is exactly how Kinguin started the half. They've just made the according adjustments, and they've been correct in most cases. Interesting that Scream's all the way over at B because there hasn't been any action there, so we haven't really seen the same totals from him as Michael continues to be the man who puts his best foot forward. Dennis goes back down toward middle. And he'll find at least 1, make it 2. Adren walking out, and he was obliged. He anticipated the duel, but couldn't do much of it. Michael again just adding to his totals.
So this is the round where it gets really interesting. The full buy comes in from HellRaisers, and Team Kinguin have a couple of options here. I would suggest they do something pretty aggressive, maybe flash Rain in into the A storage area again and try and stop any sort of push. I think actually pushing Squeaky Door as well would be a great shout, just because you know there's some sort of set piece will be coming in from HellRaisers to be trying to adapt to what's going on, and why they've lost, is it 5 rounds in a row now? Yeah. So they'll be looking to do something a little bit different here. I think an aggressive push from CTs would be perfect. Maybe that counter boost as well.
And the boost, though, not countered, although it does have a player down below it. It's spotted. Angel saw it just before the damage could come through from Dennis, who is another player, much like Michael that continues to lead the way. In fact, I thought Michael was further ahead. He's not. Dennis now takes back the lead, but that's irrelevant. It comes back to Rain to find Doja, and that gives the man advantage. That is relevant, because now Kinguin have a real chance to close in on yet another round. Bring this back so close. If only they could have strung the momentum a little bit sooner. Instead, they still have to play from behind, and it's still so fragile. As Kutcher spots up one in the back of the site, nade over the top, they'll trade each other. Fitting, in fact, that Fox and Kutcher do so, but Scream's there to close the round. It's now 1 the difference, and HellRaisers have to start to get frustrated at this point.
Well, 6 in a row for Kinguin means that HellRaisers get the maximum loss bonus now, so buying guns won't be too much of an issue, but they're not getting bombs down either, so they won't have full buys going into this. They will be able to get full rifle setups, but they're going to be missing the key parts of utility. I guess they'll have a few smokes, maybe a couple of Molotovs, where they won't be able to do full executions here. But all of a sudden, Kinguin are looking so strong. Ever since they got that 5 rifle setup and got rid of the AWP, the crossfires are there. They're making sure they make the vital kills. It seems a lot more efficient than when they had the AWP coming out. So HellRaisers now look like they're actually going for a fast A execute. Pop flash is coming in. Who's going to get the first frag?
Well, it looks like Rain is going to be exactly that man. Also dropping down, finding Adren as he comes through. Michael got 1. He's still alive as well, so they haven't been able to take out Quad. Finally, they do. That gives them the chance to push forward onto the site, but the bomb's been dropped at the default. And it's also within the vision of the CTs because it gets flung just slightly too far forward to make it probable for a regrab here. And Doja, as the last man left, can do nothing of it. 14-14. Great comeback from Kinguin.
4-man for Rain as well. He's playing out of his mind right now. Amazing A control from him. He's the main reason they're holding off all these pushes onto the bomb site. And this is really difficult for HellRaisers now. They'll be going into a really shoddy buy and looking down the barrel of match point to Team Kinguin on the second map. This is getting a bit troublesome for them. What can they do here? The executes aren't working. The picks aren't working. It seems like Kinguin really have arrived since they switched their mentality to the rifles.
Can't wait till we ban everyone in chat for spoiling. As Scream. The good news is they've got a lot of people sharing misinformation, so. Pitcher's going to put some through the smoke. Doja wants out the doorway. So very slow approach because HellRaisers yet to find an opening in the last 7 rounds. As it's all come back. This half split with 6 to start for HellRaisers is completely canceled.
And if they want to execute now, they're not going to have much to do with it. Looks like this is it. Molotov coming in. That's going to slow them down even further. And that's a wasted smoke essentially for them. But the frag does come in from Angel onto Makalele.
Double flash on highway just to make sure that they could shift their attention back to A fully, not have to worry about a flank immediately coming up without direct mid control. But Dennis has done the task. He's taken down Adren. But now the mid push comes in. It's Kutcher to find the first kill. And now that Doja's found Rain, they should get this bomb plant. Finally, HellRaisers with something working for them. A man advantage and a full rotation for Kinguin. And it all changed just simply by taking mid. That Molotov bouncing rather awkwardly. Fox carefully and cleverly gets up on the ledge to crawl over top of it. Still takes some damage from it, but gets a kill, making this probable. Doja's at the doorway. Smart place to be as this bomb continues to tick because he'll be able to spot the cross, but it's ticking faster and faster. The trades go either way. Screams into a one-on-one. He's got the kit, but he doesn't have any utilities to bait this out from Doja, and he didn't spot him on the way by. He has to know he's there. He'll bait this out, but he's got to hold it. And unfortunately, that door opens up. Scream's just going to get off it, get the kill, but it's going to be match point now for HellRaisers.
Wow. What a round to do it as well. Absolutely nothing to play with in terms of the utility. Just had to force by, go out together, and they made that first pick onto Makalele as well. That's where it started to fall apart, and they won the clutch to one-on-one situation. Like you said, Scream had nothing to play with there. He's been very quiet this game, actually. He's going to be sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard on 13 frags. That could have been the moment for him to step up. But now it looks like Kinguin have opted to go for a dual AWP setup. After we've been saying how strong this rifle player's been, they're doing something very audacious now. 3 players going towards B. It's going to be a full-on B push and the AWP to cover them. Is this going to pay off? I'm not so sure.
Shots continuing to push forward, though. Delay. What HellRaisers hope to achieve. 1 HP, though, for Scream. As Michael finding the opening pick on Doja gives them a chance to force this overtime. Remember, we saw an overtime last night in the North American qualifier. Double overtime in Game 5. It was the first one that we did see. It's MR10 if we get there, but we're getting ahead of ourselves because there's still a job to be done. And with Scream on low HP, as is Fox, that's B very weak. Now, HellRaisers don't know what we know. Therefore, they can't act accordingly as Dennis is just weighing. This is so passive. He doesn't want anyone to work in the middle, but at the same time, he doesn't want to take an overextended peek. Does allow Angel to walk up the side, but he's spotted on that flash. Well played by Dennis, because initially he was just watching the vent to make sure they don't split the B site. And now they're going to go, though. He gets into vent Kutcher, so he actually gets past Dennis after staring at it for so long. And like mentioned previously, they're very low inside the B site, so This is a very good chance for HellRaisers, but Fox on the peak with the AWP does get the initial pick. And they both go down immediately after, but it brings Dennis over onto Heaven, and still gives the man advantage to Kinguin. Bomb is in play now, though, and Adren's got the sight. It's also going to be Mo. HellRaisers could close this out right now. It's on to Michael. He's got an AWP to go for the retake, but Adren doesn't have to peek, and he's dropped in. They've definitely heard this, have they not, in the AK? It will be sufficient. Mo getting the kill, 16-14, close as you like. Map 3 incoming.